Good morning. Welcome to Waggy Dog. A couple days ago, I mentioned that my purpose in creating Waggy Dog was to take you on a dog walk with me if you were no longer able to do it. And I said maybe you don't have the strength or desire to get out there every single day. Well, today is one of those days. It's about 37, 38 degrees out here, so not too cold. But it had been drizzling. That's unpleasant. And now the drizzle has turned into a steady rain. A 38-degree rain is, it's uncomfortable. But do you think my little buddy up there is inhibited? No, not Brewster. He says, "Let's go, baby. I'm outside, I'm taking my walk. I don't care what the conditions are. We go forward." So here I am dogging behind him, wishing that I were back in the house with a blanket over me. Wouldn't mind building a fire, sitting by the wood stove. Instead, I'm out here with my buddy. Oh, getting nice and wet now. I also mentioned not too long ago that a friend had called me, wanted me to watch some television shows that he was interested in. The Expanse was one of them, but there was another. War and Peace. A mini-series. 4 episodes on Lifetime A&E, one of those channels. And the reason why I like this particular guy is we have similar tastes in arts, literature. I have other friends. They wouldn't even think of reading a book. Forget it. Too much of a hassle. The sun also rises. Emma. Maybe even The Great Gatsby. Anything that's not absolutely top of the line famous, they probably never heard of. Hard to imagine you couldn't have heard of Gatsby, but some of my friends, they kind of brag about never having read a novel. But the guy who called me about War and Peace, he's different. He knows that I'll have read it. I know that he's read it. So he wanted me to watch this miniseries, and I have to say, I wanted to do it because he wanted me to, so we could talk about it. On the other hand, I really don't like doing that when I've read a novel and I enjoy it. Once you watch the movie or the miniseries, it starts to deteriorate or destroy or eat away at your own image of the characters. I have a certain view of Pierre, a certain view of Andre, of Nicholas, of Natasha. I formed an image in my mind of how these people look, how they behave. But once you see it in a movie, it's hard to get your own image back. You start to think about them in the movie sense. I don't really like that. The same friend wanted me to go, this was several years ago, wanted me to go see the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I said, absolutely. Absolutely no way. Well, that's fantasy. How might you envision elves, dwarves? That's up to you. Hobbits. That's your own personal little work of imagination. Why have it destroyed by a movie? But ultimately I did watch War and Peace. Well, I've watched the first 2 parts of it. And it's good. Well done. Their Pierre is a little different than my Pierre. Andre, I would say, is right on the button. Nicholas, pretty close. Natasha, pretty close. Other characters, yeah, okay. I didn't have a strong impression of them. But it's well done. Now, something as massive as War and Peace, it's really hard to encapsulate in a mini-series. I don't know what the book is, 1,500 pages maybe. You're going to have to trim, and trim heavily to get it all into even an 8-hour mini-series, and I think they've done that. They've got bits and pieces of just about everything, but you always realize this little bit, this little 1-minute scene is a stand-in for something in the book that was an epic saga. The wolf hunting scene, for example. Maybe it'll come later, but I don't think so. I think it's already been supplanted with Natasha's dance on the TV series. So you miss that whole scene, which is out in the country, hunting wolves. It's good stuff. So getting away from the miniseries for a second, let's talk about the book. War and Peace is intimidating. It's humongous. You look at it and you think, why on earth would I pick that up? I'm busy. I can watch YouTube videos and have a lot more fun, much more quickly. But War and Peace is worth it. It's worth picking up and reading. I guarantee that if you read the first 100 pages, you'll be into it. And you'll want to read the second 100 and the third. After a while, you'll have covered 700 or 800 pages, and you'll see, yeah, this is a big book, but you'll still want to keep going. And at the end of it, when you finished your 1,500 pages, you'll say, that was great. That was great. I'm so glad I did that. And I wouldn't say that about every big, giant book. There are a lot of books you read, you feel like, okay, it's my duty. People say this is a classic, so I must read it. And you read it and you're like, oh my God, that was just painful. I mean, take Ulysses by James Joyce. One of the great novels of the 20th century. Okay, easy, buddy, easy. I'm not going to say it's not. Oops. But, come on, be honest. Who could read Ulysses and enjoy it? You can enjoy it for a couple of pages. The stream of consciousness. But when it just runs on, page after page after page, chapter after chapter, it's endless. After a while, your mind is just numb to it. I can't see, unless you're an Irishman or a college professor, who could really enjoy that book. It's unenjoyable. So you read 30, 40 pages of it, get a sense of the style, good enough. That's my view of the world. But there are other great books. Take Tom Jones, for example. Maybe 700 or 800 pages. That's a lot of reading, 700 or 800 pages. But you'll love it. For whatever reason, I picked up Gone with the Wind. Hold on, buddy. Gone with the Wind about, well, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. It's one of those books just hanging around. My wife had it. And I thought I'll read this. Gone with the Wind is probably 700 or 800 pages. You pick it up, you read it, you feel like it was 200 pages. It just flows along wonderfully. It might help, of course, that everybody in the world knows the story. It's a little different in the novel. Scarlett has several kids in the novel, for example, not just that one girl. But you'll enjoy Gone with the Wind. You'll enjoy Tom Jones. You'll enjoy War and Peace. There are others, these heavy, heavy, heavy intellectual novels. You read them, you get to the end, you go, huh? Huh? What just happened? Those aren't my cup of tea. I wade through them every now and then, but for the most part, nah. If I'm going to dedicate my time, I at least want to enjoy it. Anyway, what a pleasant day. The rain has abated somewhat. I'm not soaked through. Brewster hardly shows any signs of being rained on, so that's all good. We'll just keep moving. See you later.